We want to talk about books. And if you're like me, maybe you want to listen about books and be part of that conversation. My name's Kennedy. This is Kitten. And welcome to my channel. I'm kind of new at this, if you can't tell. I've been sharing book content on TikTok since about late May. Still getting my sea legs, and I'm still trying to figure out what works for me. But one thing that I do know is I like to talk when it comes to books. I like to go and go and go, and that doesn't work for short form content. When you record a 15-minute video reviewing your most recent read, and then you have to edit that down to 2.5 minutes, that is not easy to do. If I can introduce myself, pitch myself as maybe your next YouTube follow, maybe this will be enough to convince you to stick around. I am in my early 30s. 33 is still early 30s, right? I'm in my early 30s. I got back into reading in late 2018, and I found a new love for books. I had kind of lost that in school. I think that's very familiar for everyone as you start to age and you just don't have time for books the way that you used to. I have a lovely home. I very fortunately bought my first home this last year with my husband, who is featured. It is a home with a nice yard for a nice big garden. So that's another thing that you might come across through my channel is gardening content. I love to make homemade items as well. Let me scooch my books forward now that Kitten has decided to leave us. Really all year long, we are tabletop gamers. I love Magic the Gathering. That is our thing. I have a book club. We meet every month and a half or so. I have now a job that is so far removed from the creative endeavors. It is so A brain, type A. Part of the reason that I have enjoyed creating content is that it's truly a creative endeavor outside of work for me. I loved, when I was younger, English class, whether it was in high school or in college, just a course where I was allowed to go through my favorite reads with a fine-tooth comb and really understand what the author meant with all of that. When it comes to genres, I read just about anything. I will say that I tend to not find as much enjoyment in literary fiction. I also don't spend a ton of time in mystery thrillers. I hate it that I've got pattern recognition like I do. It actually makes it really awful when you're reading a story and you're like, oh, so-and-so did it. I'm sure you can understand. I live in fiction. I'll read nonfiction every once in a while, but I really do enjoy a passionate nonfiction where you can tell it's a passion project that somebody really wanted to share rather than just an info dump. I am presently reading Outlander Book 6. It is a series reread for me. If you're unfamiliar, it is historical fiction. And it really is a very expansive world, slice of life, which I can really enjoy. It is why I loved Twilight as much as I did growing up, because hearing her like prep dinner, and it was just like such a nothing piece of the plot, but it's so comforting sometimes. Some of the recent books that I have finished, in case you're searching for specifics: Outlander Book 5, The Fiery Cross. That one was really enjoyable, by Diana Gabaldon. I had finished 11/22/63 by Stephen King. Surprisingly, his genre is typically horror. That was not horror. That one was more speculative fiction. And then Girl Dinner by Olivia Blake. That one is a satire. Satire fiction about a cannibalistic sorority. So I really enjoy some of these more speculative genres. But like I said, I'll read just about anything. And I love to go through a book and just line by line, if I don't know something, look it up, trying to understand why an author chose a certain word instead of something else in the greater theme of things. When I read Alchemist last year by Senlin Yu, I really went through and why was it this word? And then I look up the definition of that word, and then it actually ties to the religious component. And it meant so much more to me having done that. So I really enjoy that kind of reading. Like I said, I'm new to this kind of video. I don't know what works, and I hope that you'll be welcome to give me any kind of feedback. I would love to understand the kind of videos that you're looking for, because otherwise I'm just going to sit here and give you a book report of every book that I've read. And I don't know if that is actually enticing to people. So let me know if that makes sense. But I don't imagine that I'm going to be over editing. I don't have time. I work full time. I am doing my best to make sure these videos get posted. And so the reality is I'm not going to be doing the fun sound effects and the zooms and the this and the that. I am going to be, as much as possible, doing a straight cut of each of these videos that I create and just posting them and hoping that that's enough. You guys will let me know, I'm sure, if the quality is suffering as a result of that. I love long form content that I can put on the background. I will find either podcasts or YouTube channels personally where I can listen to someone talk and I just have it on in the background while I'm working. And so I hope to kind of create some of that content as well. But if you'll be patient with me and give honest feedback, and we'll make something worth watching here. Thanks for spending a little time with me.